Hello everyone, you're watching Science of Victory, a show that teaches you the methods behind winning at the new Team Battle Mode. I'm your host Dorjan, and our technical aid is Power Slide. Most of you certainly know Slide from the RU champions Na'Vi, and you might know me from my hosting of the Golden League, esports show, and a few other things. Okay, Team Battle. Let's go over some theory first. This mode lets you use any vehicle up to and including Tier 8. You need to have at least 5 players but can have up to 7. If you're quick with the math, you can see that you can't pick 7 Tier 8 tanks, as 8 times 7 would be 56 and the limit is 42 points. Also keep in mind you lose 1 max tier point per teammate missing. So if 6 people play, max 41 points, and if 5 then the limit is 40. The map pool for this game is limited. There's Lakeville, Abbey, Prokhorovka, Mines, Ruinberg, Steppes, Cliff, Himmelsdorf and Insk, so 9 maps in total. That's not too many, but these are the best ones for a 7 vs 7 battle. We find a team, pick the vehicle, press ready and into battle. This time we're starting with a lineup of 7 Tier 6 tanks. We have 5 KV-1Ss and 2 Hellcats. The first thing to note is that we got into a battle with 5 Tier 8 tanks. This is because the teams are balanced according to the player's skill level and not the vehicles in team battle. So it doesn't matter what tanks are picked by your team. You will be matched with equal opponents by skill. If they can drive Tier 8s, isn't it better to pick the maximum tier ourselves? In other words, when you gather a team of Tier 5, 6 or 7 tanks, you're just giving away a win to an enemy who managed to gather a more efficient lineup. Now we know about the optimal team setup, we can win for sure. Let's get 5 Tier 8 tanks, use the last few points for 2 Tier 1 tanks, and go into battle. We got the map Abbey. Let's send 2 heavy tanks to the centre of the map to take control of it. The rest will provide cover from the canyon. But 5 Tier 8 tanks rush at us. You can see the resulting battle. No comment. We lost again, but why? We picked a great setup this time. Actually, the answer is really simple. We made a single but giant mistake by dividing our forces. Every individual tank is much more valuable in team battle than it is in random or company battles. Any mistake can lead to defeat. In our case, 2 of our tanks could do nothing to help the other 3, whilst the enemy not only shot from 5 barrels, but could also cover their damaged allies. So the result is logical. So the conclusion is clear. 5 Tier 8s is a combat fist that can destroy everything in its path in a matter of seconds. Do not divide this force unless you have a clear plan. So what do we do with the Tier 1 tanks? You can do a lot. For example, you can scout, capture and defend bases or distract the enemy. We will talk about light tanks in more detail in our next episode. And not only Tier 1 tanks, there are light tanks on Tier 8 too, so don't miss it. Okay, let's sum up today's discussion. To achieve victory you need, firstly, to pick 5 Tier 8 tanks for your team. You will find it easier with heavies. Secondly, don't divide your strike force. This way you can cover each other more easily. And lastly, don't underestimate the power of Tier 1 tanks. They can really turn the tide of battle. That is all. If you want to continue getting tips from the pros on how to dominate in the new Team Battle mode, you can subscribe to our brand new channel dedicated to this mode. Soon that will be the only place to find them. See you next episode of Science of Victory.